Guilt, shame, regret. These were huge themes inside of the TV show 13 Reasons Why. The whole premise is built on, do we regret our decisions? Do we feel guilty for what we've done to other people? And about the shame that can tear someone up from the inside and motivate them to destructive life choices. So what do you do with it? What is guilt? What is shame? Do we just bury it and move on? Do we hold others accountable in revenge fantasies? Do we just let it go and say, oh, it didn't matter anyway? What is guilt and what is shame? You see, I've studied it just a little, not only from personal life experience, but in addiction recovery and in some other counseling books. And guilt is actually a really healthy thing because guilt pinpoints the thing that we did wrong. It kind of shines a spotlight on the action that we took that was not right. Why is that good? Why is that healthy? Because it helps us to actually own up to the moment and ask for forgiveness, to apologize, to make things right as much as it was possible, to do the right thing. We saw in the TV show how Sherry was really torn up on the inside. She felt guilty for tearing down the stop sign. That ended up in another driving accident where Jeff lost his life. And you can see that she goes back and forth and she's afraid of the consequences. Like throughout the entire show, you can tell that she's like, my dad will kill me and I don't even know. And she's very worried. But you can tell that this guilt is just riding her to the point where she actually makes the phone call herself because she knows what the right thing is to do. She did it too late. But she still had this awareness of where she went wrong and why she was feeling a certain way. Unfortunately, because she waited so long, there were some real ramifications for Jeff and for the elderly gentleman who was in the accident and for other people in the town. Like that was a serious issue because she didn't take care of it in the moment. She let that guilt just hang on. But guilt was healthy. It shows us what we've done wrong. Shame, on the other hand, shame is a different target. So the thing is, shame will actually take your guilt and that thing that you did wrong, that moment or that incident, and then it attaches identity statements to that guilt. So shame will actually look at someone like Sherry and basically say, you know how you knocked down that stop sign? Well, you are a horrible person. You are irresponsible. You are a murderer. You are worthless. You are valueless. Like it can attach all of those identity statements into the guilt that is there. Now there are moments when shame is correct. It's actually highlighting who we've become. But more often than not, shame will latch on to a guilty moment and then just ride you the whole way down. It becomes self-destructive from the inside. And when you are completely belittled by shame, it doesn't really matter what people tell you because the war is on the inside. The war is between you and yourself. The war is between you and your conscience. When we're talking about guilt and shame, the truth is the war is not only between you, it is also between you and God. A lot of people don't want to talk about God and bring God into the equation, but the thing is, there's only a sense of right and wrong if someone gave us right and wrong. There's only a sense of being held accountable to an orderly law if there's a lawgiver. And I hate to break it to you, but we had laws for community living way before, the United States and police departments and the Constitution of the United States or anything like that. Like, there is a general accepted law of the land and has been for many centuries, like for millennia. Do you know where that came from? That came from God. Now, some of you are getting nervous because you're thinking, oh, we're going to go into this deep, dark, whatever, and finger point. Here's the thing about God's goodness is, yeah, he will definitely let you know if you've done something wrong. But in his grace, he has made a way for that guilt to be removed and for your shame to be removed because Jesus took that burden for us. I've done some really stupid stuff in my life, and I felt the guilt of it, and I felt the shame of it. True, genuine shame. But I know God's grace and his goodness, and he has shown me how he's removed that guilt, how he made a way, how he took on the payment for my punishment, for the stupid things that I did, and that I don't actually have to live ashamed because he brought me that freedom. Do you know what I wish for all the characters in the show 13 Reasons Why? I wish that they could have experienced that kind of grace. They all messed up, all of them. They all did things which were not right. And it was their guilt and their shame and their confusion that it messed them up. It got them in some dark places inside of their head, inside their heart. They needed a way for shame to not be the thing that identified them. We all do. Do you? I know I do. If you're curious what that looks like, watch one of the upcoming episodes.